Hey everybody, it's Magically122, and in this video I will be showing you guys a tutorial of how to build roller coasters in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. I had a lot of trouble with this when I first started playing the game, so I thought I'd make a video and to help you guys out. So I'll get started. I just created my own scenario, gave it some land, and I'll be showing you guys with the corkscrew coaster. So go ahead, you start off step 1. Build the station. You could build the station elevated or below ground. I usually build stations below ground when I'm building coasters along hills or mountains because, I mean, it's hard to find a bunch of straight land otherwise. But here, I'll show you guys how to do that. If you hold shift, you can raise the the station up. That's good because, I mean, it just saves time from your train going up the chain lift, and then you can just drag it down and you can make a coaster underground. Yeah, so okay, let's get started. I usually start off my coasters just by going up the chain lift. There's not much of another option. Just for this video, I guess I'll just go up as high as possible on this coaster. Giga coasters can go like 3 times as high as this, but yeah. So the first thing you guys should know is that the 3 things that depend a roller coasters that change and alternate and the 3 things depending on their value, the value of them results in the intensity of the ride. And you do not want an intensity of any roller coaster above 10, because once it gets above 10, it starts to take away from the excitement rating. Excitement rating is just the rating that you want. You want that as high as possible. So in order to do that, to keep the intensity rating down, you need to keep control of vertical Gs and lateral Gs. Vertical Gs, they get much higher when you do very large drops, like over 100 feet on coasters like this coaster. On like hyper coasters, giga coasters, you can do larger drops. But that's if you do a huge drop on a coaster like this, you'll get too high of lateral Gs, and it will spike your intensity. If your train goes much too fast over a loop-de-loop or some sort of inversion, that will also spike your lateral Gs. I mean your vertical Gs. For lateral Gs, if you go too fast and you don't bank your turns, or you don't turn with a wide enough radius, that will just get your lateral Gs up. So here's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start with just hills on my coaster. So like I said, I don't want to really go over 100 feet. That's like an 80-foot drop right here. Maybe that's even a little bit too high. I'm going to try and not make this coaster too intense. So yeah, here we go. I'm just building a series of hills. Usually between hills, the coaster has to progressively go lower and lower, or it's not going to be making it up these track pieces. I usually do 135 to 125. That's 10 feet. That's a 10 feet difference, 10-foot difference. That's usually what I do. The coaster will definitely make it up this slope, and it will still have some speed. So I'm just going to do a couple series of drops, give you guys an idea. Yeah. So bring it back up and build that up to 115. That's again 10 feet, 125 to 115. Yeah, one more drop. And then I'll start with some inversions. Okay. Whoops. Gotta go a little bit higher. There. Okay. As you see, we have 3 hills. The coaster will have accumulated some speed by the time it gets here. That's why usually I do a couple hills to start off the coaster, and then I put in some block breaks right before I start, like the inversions and stuff. That's just what I do sometimes. Block breaks, the more block breaks you have, the more coaster trains you will be able to have on your coaster at once. Make sure to put the block breaks not right by a hill. Like if I were to put the block breaks right here, the coaster train would just get stopped because block breaks slow the coaster train down to 4 miles an hour. it would get stopped and it wouldn't even make it up this hill. So give it some flat track behind it, behind the block breaks, or I don't know, any track that's not sloped down. So yeah, so I'm going to start out with the inversions. Okay, let's start off with the basic loop-de-loop. Loops, I think, are 40 feet tall, so you want to give at least 40 feet of leeway, and I'm not going down for far enough. So here, if I were to put the loop right there, that's at 45 feet. So this loop is around 80 feet tall, which is decent, but at 105 feet going down to 80 feet, it's going to go a little bit too fast, and the vertical G's will spike. So I suggest doing it something at more of this, more like this high. That is more 100 feet. This is 105. The coaster train will make it through the loop, I think. Not 100% sure, but that's what I would rely on. It will make it through the loop. Just to be safe, I will just put the loop there. Okay. So we'll have accumulated some speed from that drop. So I'm going to go ahead, flatten out, and do a little hill. And I will go right back down. And this coaster is not supposed to be beautiful. It's just supposed to be a test. I'm just like learning experience. Learning experience. Okay. Okay. I'm going to do that. Remember, if you can see, I'm banking the turns, meaning I'm tilting them. That keeps the lateral G's down. You always need to do that when you're going when you're getting some speed on your coaster. So, yeah. There we go. I'm going to do a little bit more of a drop here. Then right here, I'll show you guys corkscrews. I'll go left. They go up, that's 35 feet. I'm pretty much dropping from 60 feet, so of course that's going to be a little bit too high. It will go way too fast on the corkscrew. If you go too fast on corkscrews, you get too high of lateral G's, because corkscrews are turns. 50 feet is a little bit too high. I'm going to go with this. 45 seems good. There's a corkscrew. So I'm going to keep going out this way. Maybe go up, 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 up a little. Not that high. And down, 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 down. And I'll do a half loop for you guys right here. Half loops. Oh, I forgot. Before, to do a loop-de-loop, you have to have inclined track before it, and to do a corkscrew you need to have flat track right before it, and same thing for half loops, you need inclined track. Oh, I gotta go down a little bit further for this. So actually, what I like to do when I'm unsure about building coasters, I leave spaces, one track spaces, just in case I can go back and add some brakes at the end if I find the coaster is going too fast on that one particular slope. So anyways, going all the way down, here comes a half loop. Yeah, there we go. And on this kind of coaster, you can only like do a corkscrew after a half loop. On other coasters, other types of coasters, you'll have more flexibility and you'll be able to do different things. So yeah. Okay. Let's just take this, do a couple more inversions and stuff, a couple more hills, and take it back into the station. Okay. Here. I built this out way too far. That's alright. Okay. I'll just show you guys, just for the sake of showing you guys, I will go underground here. This is how you go underground. So you just build the track as far as you can, and you're going to get this message, can construct this here, raise your little land first. So just go ahead, grab your land tool, lower the land. Lower the land. You can only go down to maximum -30 feet. So see, it stops me and I have to flatten out at -30. That is one big drop. So I'm actually going to change this just in case, just being safe. You always want to be safe. It's extremely frustrating to build a nice coaster and find out it's way too intense and there's no way for you to fix it without messing it all up. That's why I like to add little spots for brakes in the coaster. So get in the habit of doing that until you get good. Okay, there's going down. I can actually do a loop-de-loop here. That is a 50-foot drop. So I think a loop will do good right there. Because that's 45 feet. Yep. Should do alright. It might go a little bit fast. So it doesn't matter if it goes a little bit fast. I'll just slow it down. So there's our loop. Back up a little. I would never build a coaster this spread out. I mean, it's just for the sake of being easy to see. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to build the coaster right back into the station. I'm not going to do anything special, just kind of like flat, boring stuff. And then I'll show you guys this coaster. One sec. Okay, guys. I just finished the coaster with just a bunch of straight track, nothing special. All I did here was build a hill. This is actually a chain lift here. I mean, the coaster probably won't even need to use it. It will probably just go too fast over it. But that was just to show you guys that if you do start running out of height on your coasters and you want to make them longer, you can add a chain lift in the middle of the ride. So let's go ahead and get testing. Just for the sake of testing, making this easy, I'm gonna do one train. And the lift chain speed, I always increase to maximum just to speed things up. Okay, let's get started. There's our coaster. It's going to start right here. You can see its speed. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but you want to make sure that the coaster doesn't go over 20 to 30 miles per hour on loops or inversions or anything like that. So let's see. Hopefully I did build it a little bit extreme, just so I can show you guys how to make corrections without having to demolish the whole coaster and just destroy all your hard work. So here we go. Here the coaster goes. Remember, these are 10-foot drops, and it makes it up the drops no problem, and it starts accumulating some speed. And then here it hits the block brake, slows down, and then here comes the loop. And it actually hit that loop a little bit fast. I mean, that's okay. It hits this way too fast. The corkscrew, that just spiked the lateral G's. Same with this one. And that's all because that loop was a little bit too fast. And see, this loop was a little bit too fast. So basically, looking at this right now, it just went way too fast between this corkscrew, that corkscrew, and that loop. But we can fix that if we slow it down for the first part. So let's go ahead, close it. And add some brakes in because I left a spot right here for brakes. Did go a little bit too fast up that loop, but I don't know. I didn't leave a spot there. Shame on me. Whatever. But we'll survive. Brakes. 18. Sure. Let's see if that works. I'm going to pause it when the coaster gets up the hill, and over here I'll unpause. Okay, guys, here we go. The coaster is going down these hills, and it's about to hit this loop-de-loop. Like I said before, it does go a little tad too fast on that loop-de-loop, but here, there are brakes, slow it down, and it's no longer going too fast on these. It was going like 40, 50 on that thing, now it's going 30. It was still going a tad bit too fast, but you know what? It's okay. I don't want to take the time, waste your time. I would normally go back and just reduce the brake speed a little bit more. Anyways, this is just a test. You can see that the coaster just kind of cruises up. It doesn't really use the chain lift until the end. Okay, so we can check out in a second when it arrives at the station if our G's are alright. I'm predicting they will be a little bit high considering I didn't change that brake one more down. But, you know, that's alright. I don't think they're going to be way too high. So let's check this out. Right when it stops. Okay, good. You'll always know when one of your G's is too high because it will be written in like this bright red font. So these are okay. I mean, the vertical G's are a little bit excessive. I mean, well, moderately excessive. That will bring the intensity up. See, yeah, the intensity is 8.99, but That's alright. As long as it's not above 10, it's okay. But you want to have 1 or 2 coasters in your park that have low intensity for the people who do not like as high intensity. Okay guys, thank you for watching. In the future, do not build your coasters as spread out like this. This is just an example to make it easy to see and easy to build. I usually build them much more compact. They look better and they don't waste as much like space and stuff. So thanks for watching. Please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions about anything, I don't know, how to make it more exciting, how to make it less nauseous or less intense, anything about it, just comment and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks.